dynamic stretching. So we have 10 moves that we're going to do. I usually use these early in the morning when I'm getting up and I want to get the body ready for movement of the day. There are specific moves that you can do if you're getting ready for a workout. And I'll explain the meaning of dynamic um, warm-ups or dynamic stretches. So first we just want to start off with some shoulder rolls right here by the neck area, by the shoulder. So we're going to do the first 15 seconds with the forward shoulder rolls. Then we're going to reverse it to the back right here. And you might hear some noises going on in your shoulder joints. That's okay. We're just going to work through it. We're just going to get the body ready for movement. Now we're going to do some arm circles where we're going to go forward for the first 15 seconds. Then we're going to reverse it for the second 15 seconds. What we're doing today is that we have 10 dynamic stretches, and we're going to do them for 30 seconds of work, 3 to 4 seconds to recover, get our body together, and we're going to do it for 2 rounds through all 10 of these moves. Now we want to go back the opposite way. You're going to really feel tightness if you've been doing a lot with your shoulders and your arms lately. So now we're just going to shake it out and get ready. We're going to do what we call a core spin and twist. So you want to keep your head looking forward, and you just want to turn your core nice and gentle. You're keeping your legs with a soft bend. We don't want to turn the entire body. So as you look at the camera and you know that your head is going to be facing forward, and you're just getting that nice twist and turn into your spine, into your core. And like I said, these are really early morning dynamic stretches. So dynamic stretches are usually done before a workout or before general movement. Now we want to do some chest open and close using big arms, pushing your chest all the way up. And when you close it up, you really want to bring it in close. You want to open it up nice and big and then cross the arms in the opposite way and bring it in nice and close. Right here, we're standing with our legs hip distance width apart. We have soft knees. We're not locking out any joints, and we're breathing through it nice and gentle. We're really warming up the muscles. We want to get some blood flow. We want to raise the heart rate. Now we're going to do some hip hinges. So we want to just lean ever so slightly. And your glutes and your hamstrings will let you know how far down you can go early in the morning, because you'll feel it pull. So don't push past the pull. When you feel that pull in your hamstrings and in your glutes, you want to come right back up. So you can place your arm where it's most comfortable for you, either next to your head, but don't push your head down, or right here on your hips. There we go, nice and gentle. Remember, it's dynamic stretching, which means we're moving through the stretches. So our feet are a little wider than hip distance width apart, and we're going to get in some circles. I always do this because I know the ladies always love when I have the hula hoop classes going on, and this is kind of synonymous with that. And we're just going to go the opposite direction, really getting into those hip flexors really deep, working out that lower back, breathing through it, and really working into it. So these can be performed for 20 to 30 seconds, all of these dynamic movements. Now we're going to separate the legs, and we're going to reach in a direction. And if you can, just tap the inner knee, but we're reaching in that direction right here, breathing through it. A nice little soft placement. And you want to bring it back in. And now we're going to reach for the toes. So it's kind of like the hinge, but our legs are in closer. And we just want to just bring our hands in front of us as we're reaching almost to the floor. The goal is not to touch the floor. The goal is to reach in that direction, all right? Now we want to do some hip circles. You might need a chair, the back of the sofa, a wall. And so what you're going to do is you're going to bring that hip up, and you're opening it up. I'm having hip issues right now, so this one feels real good. We're just going to concentrate on one side at the time, one side at a time. So you're bringing it in to the opposite leg and bringing it out. Okay, when we do it the second round through, we're going to open it the opposite way. So open it up and place it down. There we go. Open it up and place it down. Nice and easy, really getting deep in those hip flexors because we sit down too much here in the United States. We got to get out of that. That's why we have so many hip problems and back issues. So now we're going back to the top and we're going to do those shoulder rolls again. Remember, everything that we did, all 10 moves, we're doing it 2 times through, 30 seconds of work. No rest or recovery in between because we are doing stretches. It's just stretches that we're trying to move through. So you want to try to stretch at least 3 to 4 times a week, but definitely if you're working out, you always need a dynamic stretch. Or sometimes you might hear us refer to it as a warm-up stretch before the actual workout. I always try to do a stretch. We're doing arm circles forward. I always try to do stretches or get muscles warmed up that we're going to be using in the actual exercise. If we're doing a lot of leg movements, I really concentrate on warming up the legs. Reverse, opposite way right here. Then we're going to go into those core spin and twist, and you might feel heat. You're going to feel the heat in your body. Your respiration might be a little labored. Your heart rate is up, and that's the purpose of this. We're getting that blood flow ready. We're getting the body ready for movement, whether it's a workout or whether it's just everyday movement. And as we age, everyday movement, we get out the bed, we're stiff, the body is tight. I would recommend doing these moves. Pick your favorites or pick the ones that do your body the most benefit. If you're tight in the back, you definitely want to do these core spin and twists. You want to do those hinges. Those help to really get the blood flow in the back. If you're tight in the hips, we already got the hip movements in here also. So now we're going to do that chest back and open, which I love because we never use our breath. Open it up and close it all the way. You want to feel that stretch. Take your time. You don't have to go as fast through it as I'm going. Take your time and really feel your body. Really feel those muscles getting in there. You know how they used to say milk does a body good long time ago? No, movement does a body good. Right here, whatever movement that is, but movement that doesn't hurt or injure the body. So now we want to do the hip hinges again. So I always like to do my hip hinges, placing my hands right here, but I always teach my clients to do my hip hinges, keeping your head right here on the side. That way you're not helping the hips to actually bend in. The hands are out of the way. But if your hands are here, don't push your head down. They're just here next to your ears as a placeholder. There we go. Nice and easy. Ooh, that feels so good. I hope it's feeling as good for you as it is for me right now because my lower back and my hamstrings are tight. Now we're going to go with those hip circles. So we're going to go one way first. I always go to the right first because that's my dominant side. But when I'm teaching class, I always tell my ladies, start with the left, start with the left. Let's retrain the brain. All right, one more of these, and now we're going to do it the opposite way right here. I'm going to get out that hula hoop, start bringing that hula hoop to the boot camp class that we're having right here in person and embellish event hall in New Orleans East because the ladies love, love, love that hula hoop. All right, so now we're going to go with alternating side leg reaches, wider than hip distance width apart, and a nice tap right here on the inner thigh. There we go. Leaning into it, really stretching out that adductor, that inner thigh right here, stretching out the outer hip. You know, you might want to stop and get an extra little squeeze in there, an extra little pose in there. Take your time. Do what works for you. This is your movement. This is your start of your day. There we go. You might need a little longer than 30 seconds. All right, now we're going to do some toe reaches. And as I said, we're reaching. You don't have to touch the toes. I know people always are trying to. I see them. I see it on their face. They're always trying to overstretch their bodies. They're trying to reach those toes first thing in the morning. The body's not ready. Give it some grace. We're not 15 years old where we can just jump out the bed and do those sorts of things anymore. Respect the process, respect the body, respect where it is. All right? There we go. Nice full reach overhead. Nice. So now we're going to do the hip circles, but we will in towards the opposite leg. Now we're going to go out. Ooh, and I definitely have that cranking, that noise going on in the hips. I don't know about you guys, but I have definitely done a lot to my hips over the years. Running on pavement is no joke for over 20 years. There we go. Open it up. Place it down. Then pick it up. Put it down. There we go. Nice. Getting the blood flow all in there. You know, blood flow is a healing property with the body. All right? So now it's the opposite side. And I might have done it. I just remembered. It's like, okay, I did that the first time. So this is what you're looking for. You want to go out and in. Twist it out. So you want to come from the joint, not from the knee. You're coming from the hip joint. So this is our last movement right here. It's like climbing over right there. Sometimes we do have to pick those legs up higher than anticipated, and we have to be ready to make those moves. That way it lessens the chance of injury. And that is our Fit in 15. We will be back in December. 2 weeks in December, I'll put out the calendar. Remember, every other Wednesday, but if the holidays interfere, we have to make the Wednesdays back to back. I'll see you ladies in New Orleans at the boot camp class tonight, 5:30 in Bellish Event Hall. We will be doing the hula hoop. Have an amazing day. I'll see y'all Thursday for the live. We're going to be talking about the Crescent City Classic. So if you're interested in running, walking, jogging, whatever that is for you, be on that call tomorrow night, 6:15 Central Time, talking about the Classic. Bye-bye.